You don't outrun Georgia State Troopers. You just delay the moment they end it. On May 6, 2023, a high-speed pursuit unfolded on I-85 in Georgia when Cadet Guillaume and a fellow trooper observed a black 2003 Kawasaki Ninja traveling northbound at an extremely high rate of speed. The pursuit began shortly after the motorcycle was clocked going over 90 miles per hour in a 70 miles per hour zone. When the troopers attempted to stop the bike near mile marker 5, the rider accelerated aggressively, initiating a dangerous pursuit that was immediately relayed to dispatch. The suspect, later identified as Lattery Atkinson, fled at speeds over 140 miles per hour, weaving through traffic and nearly hitting another motorcycle. His reckless actions showed clear disregard for public safety. He eventually pulled into the emergency lane near mile marker 11, where troopers conducted a high-risk stop and took him into custody without further incident. The pursuit began on December 21, 2021, when a Pooler police officer engaged a stolen vehicle and immediately called in backup. Georgia State Patrol's elite Nighthawks responded without hesitation. As the suspect sped southbound on I-95, troopers quickly surrounded the area and took primary position near mile marker 103. What followed was pure chaos. The suspect was willing to risk everything to escape. In heavy traffic and on slick, rain-covered asphalt, the suspect weaved dangerously from lane to lane without signaling, failed to maintain control, and even drove in the emergency lane at over 100 miles per hour. At one point, he swerved violently across all lanes in a zigzag motion, trying to recover from a near spin-out. He exited at Georgia 144 and continued westbound at high speeds, ignoring every attempt by troopers to bring the pursuit to an end. Even a pit maneuver didn't stop him. He made a sharp U-turn and kept fleeing like a man possessed. The pursuit came to a dramatic end after multiple high-speed pit maneuvers disabled the stolen vehicle. The suspect fled on foot into the nearby woods, but was quickly chased down, tasered, and taken into custody without further incident. Thanks to the relentless coordination and swift action of the Georgia State Patrol troopers, a dangerous situation was brought to a safe resolution, showcasing their discipline, precision, and professionalism in the face of chaos. On July 15, 2022, in Columbus, Georgia, a routine patrol took a dangerous turn when a red Kawasaki motorcycle refused to stop for a traffic violation on Buena Vista Road. The pursuit officially began after the rider, later identified as Andrew Benson, fled westbound, ignoring the activated emergency lights and attempting to disappear into the night.
13th Street, 10th Street, 13th Street, taking a right. Manchester, blue to red light at 17th Street, clear. Taking a little ride on Hilton.
The suspect drove recklessly at high speeds, running multiple stop signs, switching off his headlights, and riding on the wrong side of the road through city streets. His desperate effort to escape showed total disregard for public safety, as he weaved dangerously through traffic and neighborhoods across Columbus. Despite the trooper's vehicle losing power during the pursuit, GSP Aviation kept eyes on the suspect from above. The chase ended when Benson crashed his motorcycle on Meadowview Drive. Troopers quickly moved in, ordering him to the ground at gunpoint. He complied and was arrested without further incident. Thanks to the coordinated effort and determination of the Georgia State Patrol, especially the aerial unit, a dangerous suspect was taken off the streets. On October 20th, 2022, U.S. Marshals requested assistance in apprehending a murder suspect from Indiana. Agents had tracked the suspect, 36-year-old Irvin Robertson, to a residence in Gwinnett County, Georgia. Once surveillance confirmed his presence, Robertson exited the home and left in a 2022 Dodge Ram registered in his name. Corporal Anthony Munoz and Trooper Smith quickly located the vehicle and attempted a felony traffic stop. But Robertson refused to stop, and a high-risk pursuit began.
I gotta get him stopped. Right here.
From the very beginning, the chase spiraled out of control. The suspect began swerving into oncoming traffic, driving in the wrong lane, and weaving across the roadway with no regard for public safety. His reckless behavior escalated the danger with every passing second, putting countless lives at risk.
Notice Officer B. Careful.
And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse, the suspect blew through a red light and caused a horrific crash, endangering innocent lives even further. His reckless actions turned an already dangerous pursuit into a chaotic scene of destruction.
Get around on these traffic. You go on the wrong side of the road, multiple 1050 right here, maybe. Victoria Drive. He's still on the wrong side of the road. Victoria Drive. Coming out to Holly Court. Holly Court. Motorcycle. Samples Road, crossing across Samples Road. 1050 Samples.
As Corporal Munoz and Trooper Smith followed on foot, Robertson suddenly turned and sprinted back toward his vehicle, raising immediate concern that he might be attempting to retrieve a weapon. Trooper Smith drew his pistol to a low, ready position, while Corporal Munoz had his taser in hand. Realizing the troopers were closing in fast, Robertson dropped to the ground and laid prone. He was taken into custody without further incident. On June 3, 2022, Trooper received a low jack alert for a stolen Ford Mustang in the area of Virginia Avenue in Hapeville, Georgia. The vehicle was soon located as it turned onto Hardin Avenue from Madison Street. Emergency equipment was activated, but the driver refused to stop, initiating a pursuit. TFC George joined as the secondary unit, while APD Phoenix handled pursuit communications.
The 7485, knocking on, continuing eastbound Virginia, Bobby Brown, Bobby Terrace, right there, coming up on the road. Interlude, back quarter, 85, eastbound, left turn, eastbound, north. Turner said, I'm looking out, still eastbound, north, interlude.
The Mustang continued to flee at a high rate of speed, running multiple red lights and nearly colliding with other vehicles. The suspect turned south onto Toffee Terrace, then quickly left onto North Inner Loop Road, continuing eastbound while showing no regard for public safety or traffic signals.
Taking right, off the runways, working, and still have them. directly in front of the runways now. The airport interloop pit. Just on out facing the wrong way on interloop. Trying to drive. Second pit. Trying to drive. Second pit.
As the pursuit reached C.W. Grant Parkway, a trooper performed a pit maneuver, causing the Mustang to spin out. When the driver tried to keep going, TFC George executed a second pit that successfully disabled the vehicle. A felony stop followed, and Dexter Lamar Williams was taken into custody without further incident. Thanks to the swift action and professionalism of the Georgia State Patrol, the pursuit ended safely, and the stolen Mustang was recovered. On July 31, 2021, a trooper observed a black Chrysler 300 performing donuts in the middle of the intersection at Jonesboro Road and Lakewood Avenue. When the trooper activated emergency lights to initiate a traffic stop, the driver fled southbound at high speed, prompting a pursuit. TFC Kraling assisted by handling radio communications as the driver led officers through multiple city streets while driving recklessly.
Watch out for the stop traffic. We're across Harbor Road. Some traffic. He's walking down the road. Good, no traffic. That green line right here, across the Constitution. Still on down the road. Clear. Approximately. Right on Cleveland, right on Cleveland. Brakes on this left side, so be careful.
During the chase, the suspect drove over a curb and through a private parking lot at Cleveland Avenue and Metropolitan Parkway, endangering pedestrians. This impact caused the vehicle's rear tire to blow out, but the suspect continued to flee at dangerous speeds, nearly striking other vehicles. The pursuit then entered GA 166 East, where the trooper carefully assessed the situation, approaching a blind intersection.
Watch oncoming traffic, watch my brakes. Clear, all the way down. Crossing Lois Lane. Crossing Macon Street. Clear across Macon Street. Watch from the turn, he brakes better. Crossroad connector, crossroad connector. 42 still primary, 797 secondary. One tire down, one tire down. Nothing under 85, northbound on Metropolitan. Clear northbound Metro across 85. Westbound on Ferguson Road. Clear westbound on Ferguson for Metro.
As the vehicle neared the intersection, the trooper executed a more forceful pit maneuver that successfully spun the vehicle off the roadway and into a parked tractor-trailer. After the crash, both the driver and passenger fled on foot.
Right up to the connector. Left lane, we're going 35, 85 north, past the 166.
We're on 166.
On the connector north, 166. We're going about 80. Setting up for a pit, 42, pit attempt. Failed. Setting up again, we'll cross under Pryor Road. He's going to try to pin him again.
The trooper tried to stop the driver with a taser but missed. Corporal Ennis and an Atlanta police officer chased and caught the suspect in a wooded area. The driver was treated at Atlanta Medical Center before being booked into Fulton County Jail. Thanks to the Georgia State Patrol's quick action and coordination, the pursuit ended safely, preventing further danger and securing the suspect's arrest. On September 27, 2022, Trooper Reese was assisting with traffic control in Chatham County when he identified a stolen gold Mercedes C23 through the Savannah Flock camera system. After confirming the vehicle was stolen, Trooper Reese activated emergency lights and attempted a traffic stop. The vehicle fled and initiated a pursuit.
In fact, if you want to pull up, try to see if we can just block him in, that'd be even better. Yep, those are sticks. He's 1080.
1080.
People won't see it. For 911. That's 39 was picked.
Block him in, 911.
The suspect drove recklessly at speeds reaching 109 miles per hour. Trooper Reese performed multiple pit maneuvers, ultimately disabling the stolen Mercedes. As the vehicle stopped, the occupants fled on foot. Trooper Reese chased and arrested the driver, Melissa Smith, after deploying his taser. Despite her claims of being kidnapped, evidence showed otherwise. Thanks to the swift actions of Trooper Reese and Corporal Williams, the pursuit ended safely, and the suspects were apprehended. On July 24, 2022, TFC J. Bullock conducted a traffic stop on a gray Dodge Charger for an obscured tag and mismatched registration. The vehicle initially pulled into a Chevron gas station on Pryor Street, but quickly fled northbound, initiating a pursuit. The driver sped into oncoming traffic and disobeyed multiple traffic laws, showing total disregard for public safety.
Clear, clear, clear.
Hear me? I believe I've got them at Cartier, just crossing over McDaniel Street. And then tell me just move the light there.
825 right now, I got it.
The
Going
westbound RD1, coming up to Flinch Street at Metro. Alright, continue straight. Only one goes right on the Madrona Street. Coming back up the West Lake. Madrona took a right on the West Lake, so he's southbound on West Lake. Just crossed over north, and they're still southbound on West Lake. Still southbound on West Lake, yep. Just crossed over J-Bed, southbound on West Lake. Alright, 1050, did he hit that right tire going? 1050, West Lake.
The suspect ignored stop signs, passed illegally, and struck multiple vehicles before crashing into a utility pole. He fled on foot but was quickly tased and arrested by TFC Rutledge. Inside the stolen Dodge Charger, troopers found fraudulent keys and marijuana. The suspect, Marquavius Beasley, had several active warrants. Thanks to the swift and professional actions of the Georgia State Patrol, the chase ended safely, and the suspect was taken into custody. On July 3, 2022, Trooper Guerra was patrolling when he observed a black GMC Envoy with a Michigan plate. Neither the driver nor the passenger were wearing seatbelts. Upon initiating a traffic stop near University Avenue, the vehicle briefly paused, revealing an older woman in the back seat, also unrestrained. Suddenly, the driver fled, initiating a high-speed pursuit.
Traffic is medium speeds, 95 plus.
Just call out your location.
The suspect, later identified as Jonathan Edward Hartger, drove recklessly at speeds of 95 miles per hour in a 65 zone. He made unsafe lane changes, crossed medians, and endangered multiple motorists as he weaved in and out of traffic on I-75/85 South and I-85 South. He exited onto Camp Creek Parkway, briefly entered the shoulder and grass, then re-entered I-85, and later began driving the wrong way on entrance ramps and main roads.
Really far calling if you don't hear anything. Driving on the wrong side of the road.
After driving recklessly through local streets and attempting an illegal U-turn, Jonathan Hartger was stopped by a successful pit maneuver from Trooper Rich. As he continued trying to flee, TFC Mathis struck the vehicle's rear to pin it, allowing troopers to box it in. Hartger resisted arrest but was taken into custody after TFC Mathis displayed a taser. He later admitted fleeing due to fear of going to jail for driving with no insurance on a suspended license. A records check revealed an active warrant out of Michigan and that the plate on the Envoy belonged to a different vehicle. Hartger was medically cleared and booked into Clayton County Jail without further incident.